As a friend of Nicole Kidman, I got to know Tom Cruise quite well. So I watched a special video on Scientology. It was kind of like out of a friendship thing, really. And I brought it up with him, and we had a short conversation about it.
The unflattering details that Russell Crowe, Brad Pitt, and Val Kilmer have finally revealed regarding their encounters with the contentious celebrity Tom Cruise have set Hollywood ablaze. These famous people are exposing disturbing facts about their experiences working with Cruise, including beginning feuds and personal betrayals. This is only scratching the surface of the issues surrounding Crowe's aftermath, Pitt's scathing critiques, and Kilmer's contemplations on competition. Can you tell me what went down in the shadows? The level of drama is at an all-time high. Read on to find out everything. Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise's formerly strong friendship took a drastic turn following Cruise's unexpected divorce from Nicole Kidman. The breakup ensnared Crowe, who had been friends with Kidman for a long period. Crowe has spoken publicly about the separation he had with Cruise as a result of his devotion to Kidman. He joked that he was included in the divorce settlement since he chose to stand by Nicole through their awful split. Crowe allegedly became distant from Cruise out of a desire to protect Kidman, which led to escalating animosity between the two stars. According to those in the know, Crowe was utterly distraught at the way Cruise had taken Kidman by surprise with the divorce, leaving her devastated. After seeing the emotional toll that the breakup had on Cruise, Crowe's devotion to Kidman made it hard for him to have a close connection with Cruise. It was impossible to overlook the residual hostility between the two actors when they eventually collaborated on the 2017 film The Mummy. Word got out that there were a lot of creative disagreements and individual discomfort on set. According to reports, Cruise, who is notoriously authoritarian, had a stranglehold over the development of the picture, much to Crowe's dismay. Some have speculated that their performances may have been influenced by their real-life grievances, since their on-screen fight sequences were described as furious. According to Crowe, their discussions about the controversial religion were informal and pressure-free, dispelling accusations that Cruise attempted to recruit him into Scientology. Many have wondered, meanwhile, how Scientology has affected Cruise's marriage to Kidman and his other personal connections. It appears that Crowe and Cruise's friendship has been irrevocably ruined, despite their best attempts to keep things professional. Cruise's handling of the divorce was disappointing, and Crowe's unfaltering dedication to Kidman threw a cloud over their relationship. Despite the actor's public denials of any animosity, fans are nonetheless curious as to whether or not the two will ever be friends again, given the mounting tension between them. Reports indicate that Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise haven't always had the same opinion, despite the fact that they're both widely acknowledged as two of Hollywood's biggest talents. Pitt has been harshly critical of Cruise in the past, especially for his domineering and competitive personality. Reportedly, the two actors' strained relationship started while they were filming Interview with the Vampire in 1994. Despite the film's popularity, sources close to the production said that Pitt and Cruise had an awkward working relationship. Pitt supposedly found Cruise's obsession with being the center of attention annoying, characterizing him as very competitive. Pitt reportedly believed that Cruise's character made things difficult as he approached the endeavor with an attitude more akin to a competition than a team effort. In an unusual interview, Pitt hinted at his sentiments for Cruise by saying the two actors' personalities couldn't be more different. According to reports, Pitt claimed, "He's the kind of guy who thrives on competition, while I just don't care about that stuff." Pitt further stressed that working with Cruise was difficult due to Cruise's urge to dominate every scenario. Pitt may have refrained from publicly criticizing Cruise, but his remarks demonstrated that their working relationship was anything from harmonious. Pitt is among numerous performers who have discussed the challenges of dealing with Cruise's image as a perfectionist, which has received equal parts acclaim and criticism in Hollywood. Pitt allegedly found Cruise's domineering personality draining because of his more relaxed and collaborative approach to production. The two performers have succeeded in the acting world despite their differences. But Pitt has already stated that he would not want to work with Cruise again. Their time working together on Interview with the Vampire is an intriguing glimpse at how two extremely different personalities can struggle on set, even though he hasn't spoken out about Cruise in recent years. Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise's off-screen interaction was as interesting as their on-screen rivalry after Top Gun. Kilmer recently discussed their friendship on and off-screen with Cruise, who played the brash Iceman opposite him in the 1986 classic. In an interview, Kilmer acknowledged that the two performers had a healthy dose of competitiveness, but he also acknowledged the mutual respect that grew between them. Kilmer said that he remained true to his part as Iceman during production of Top Gun, frequently separating himself from Cruise to keep the rivalry between their performances alive. Kilmer praised Cruise's commitment and described him as very disciplined, laser-focused, and ready to give his all on stage. Cruise was also rather terrifying to him. Tom was intense, always pushing himself and everyone around him to be better, a former colleague said. That drive could be inspiring but also exhausting. Kilmer has recently spoken highly of Cruise, despite the fact that they were on-screen rivals. Although they had several personality clashes on set, he eventually came to admire Cruise's dedication to the filming process and his work ethic. Kilmer has made light of their on-set subtle rivalry in interviews, joking about how their characters' animosity reflected that. "We were both young and wanted to prove ourselves," according to Kilmer. "There was definitely a bit of a competitive edge, but that's what made the movie work so well." When the highly anticipated sequel Top Gun Maverick finally came out, fans were overjoyed to see Cruise and Kilmer back together again. Considering his health issues in the past several years, Kilmer was particularly appreciative of being a part of the sequel. He gave Cruise a standing ovation for making sure Iceman's comeback was genuine and significant. "Tom didn't have to bring me back, but he fought for it," he added. "That meant the world to me." Kilmer and Cruise clearly have a friendship based on mutual respect and similar experiences, even though their connection may have begun as animosity. Their development as performers and people is on full display in their shift from antagonistic to cooperative co-stars. Tom Cruise is a prominent Scientologist, and for a long time reports have circulated that he tried to attract Russell Crowe to join the controversial church. But Crowe has refuted these accusations categorically. The candid interview provided insight into Crowe's dealings with Cruise and Scientology. He came clean about his early studies of religion, which he said had led him to investigate Scientology and other faiths. "When I met Tom Cruise, he was married to Nicole Kidman and we spent a bit of time together," he added. "During that time, I was curious and wanted to understand what Scientology was all about. I recalled visiting a video store to find a documentary about Scientology, but I found the material not that informative." Crowe was taken aback by Cruise's casual answer when he finally broached the subject with him. "Tom didn't try to sell me anything. He didn't push it on me or preach about it. He just said, 'If it's something that interests you, pursue it,'" the actor recalled. There was no pressure for Crowe to participate since she liked Cruise's attitude. "Despite my curiosity, I never pursued Scientology further. I've never stepped through the doorway of Scientology, nor have I put any money toward it," claimed the author. Rumors that Cruise sought to forcefully convert Crowe to Christianity were put to rest by his forthright confession. The claimed effects of Scientology on Cruise's personal relationships, such as his split from Nicole Kidman, have made the religion a frequent target of criticism for the actor. Although Cruise never pressured Crowe to join, the actor made it plain that his curiosity in the religion was only exploratory. Crowe addressed these accusations to clarify his position on Scientology and to provide a more positive picture of Cruise, demonstrating that their discussions about religion were informal and unforced. The lengthy history of controversy regarding Cruise's life and ideas has now come to an end with this hoax. Fans anticipated an exciting collaboration between two Hollywood greats when Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise joined forces for the 2017 film The Mummy. But there was some turbulence going on behind the scenes. According to reports, Cruise and Crowe had an argument because Cruise was too controlling of the picture. One of the most discussed parts of the film's making was the friction between the two performers. Cruise allegedly oversaw practically every facet of the production, from marketing choices to screenplay revisions, due to his renowned fastidious temperament. Almost every decision was ultimately made by Cruise. Crowe was not pleased, even though this degree of participation is a key component of Cruise's success. Veteran actor Russell Crowe was irritated by Cruise's overbearing managerial style and commanding presence on production. Insiders say that Crowe believed that Cruise's dominance hindered their ability to collaborate and create. The chemistry between their characters was a major source of contention throughout the film. The character of Dr. Jackal, played by Russell Crowe, started to feel underdeveloped and even superfluous to the story. Crowe reportedly felt that his part was overshadowed by Nick Morton, played by Tom Cruise. The tension between the two performers was already rising, and this just made it worse. Fans also speculated about their on-screen battle sequences. Even though the performers' personas were supposed to be strong in the action scenes, several insiders said that they acted out their real-life problems in those situations. Their already strained relationship was reportedly further strained by the physical and emotional toll of filming these fight scenes. The two performers maintained their professionalism in public, despite the turmoil that unfolded behind the scenes. Both Cruise and Crowe were impressed with Cruise's commitment, and Cruise lauded Crowe's skill. There was undeniable tension between them, though. The Mummy was not well received, and many attribute this to Cruise's domineering personality and Russell Crowe's dissatisfaction with his character. After the film bombed at launching its intended franchise, people began to question if the two stars would work together again. Their feud on The Mummy is nonetheless an interesting look at the difficulties of collaborating with A-list Hollywood actors. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's shocking split stunned fans and sent shockwaves across their social circles. Rupert Crowe's spat with Cruise was one of the most publicized. Crowe came clean about his decision to support Nicole after the pair broke up, saying that he stood with Kidman through the difficult separation. His friendship with Cruise was severely damaged by this choice, and the two Hollywood giants remained estranged for years as a result. As news of the divorce spread, Crowe, who had been good friends with Cruise and Kidman, found himself in a difficult position. In a subsequent interview, he joked about how he was included in the divorce settlement and how he naturally supported Kidman. Evidently unable to bear the manner Cruise stunned Kidman with the divorce, Crowe's devotion to his old buddy was on full display. Those close to Crowe say that after seeing the emotional toll that the breakup had on Kidman, he felt protective of her. When Cruise and Crowe reconciled on the set of The Mummy in 2017, the rift between them grew even more apparent. Despite maintaining a professional demeanor during filming, rumors of animosity between the two actors emerged. Despite his reputation for candor, Crowe allegedly harbored resentment against Cruise for the way he handled the divorce. Whispers of unsolved personal difficulties heightened the tension in their already troubled relationship, casting a shadow on their on-screen chemistry in the movie. Despite the rift, Crowe has never been shy in gushing over Kidman, with whom he has maintained a friendship for more than 3 decades. They are quite close, and Crowe has spoken highly of her strength and abilities. He probably decided to put some space between himself and Cruise because of their unfaltering relationship. Although Crowe has publicly played down the issue, calling his statement about the settlement deal a joke, it's evident that his unwavering dedication to Kidman has affected his relationship with Cruise. Even though it's unclear if they'll ever be friends again, Crowe's action to support Nicole has cemented his image as a very devoted friend. Tom Cruise is indisputably a Hollywood heavyweight, famous for his risky antics and unforgettable parts in films such as Top Gun and the Mission Impossible series. Although his talents on screen are famous, his interactions with co-stars outside of the film have frequently caused controversy. Cruise has earned a reputation as someone who is demanding, extremely competitive, and occasionally a pain to collaborate with. The fact that Cruise is so hard on himself is a recurring complaint about him. He is famously hands-on with his films, making judgments about everything from the script to the editing room. His commitment has helped him produce box office successes, but it has also driven a wedge between him and his co-stars. As an example, rumor has it that Cruise's domineering demeanor caused an argument between Russell Crowe and Cruise in 2017 while filming The Mummy. According to Crowe, tensions on set were caused by Cruise's micromanagement, which he believed impeded creativity. Another contentious issue is Cruise's competitive nature. During their time working together on Interview with the Vampire, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise hinted to the fact that their egos clashed. While Pitt likes to take things easy, Cruise is someone who lives for the challenge, according to Pitt. Pitt supposedly found Cruise's drive to dominate annoying, which contributed to their strained relationship on set. Beyond his contentious reputation on set, Cruise's links to Scientology have just given fuel to the fire. Many people think that his personal and professional relationships have been affected by his engagement in the church. As a result of his vocal support for Scientology, some of his co-stars have cut ties with him, and rumors have it that his marriage to Nicole Kidman terminated in part because of the church. A number of famous people have spoken out against Cruise's actions, including Rob Lowe and Brooke Shields. After Cruise criticized Shields for using antidepressants and called her irresponsible, the two were known to get into an argument. His already divisive reputation has been bolstered by incidents such as these. While Tom Cruise's skill and commitment to acting are obvious, his relationships with his co-stars are frequently more difficult. While some find working with Cruise motivating, others find it draining. One of the most talked about and divisive individuals in Hollywood, he is known for his perfectionist streak, competitive nature, and personal decisions. For decades, Tom Cruise's ties to Scientology have sparked both interest and debate. Much conjecture surrounds the effects of his faith on his relationships at work and at home. Cruise is one of the most prominent Scientologists, and his commitment to the religion has been alleged to have influenced his relationships, professional choices, and marriages. The possibility that Cruise's relationship with Nicole Kidman was influenced by Scientology is one of the most talked about parts of his private life. Rumor has it that Kidman joined Cruise at the church, but she eventually stopped going when she had issues with the leadership and some of the rituals. Reportedly, things got even more tense because her father is a doctor, a vocation that Scientology adamantly opposes. Allegedly, Kidman's departure from the church strained her marriage to Cruise. According to some ex-Scientologists, the church actively urged Cruise to end his marriage to Kidman because they saw her as a potential danger to his Scientology beliefs. Even though these rumors have never been proven, they continue to fuel the fire of suspicion about their breakup. Relationships outside of Cruise's inner circle have also felt the effects of Scientology. Many have pondered whether his religious beliefs influence his interactions with co-workers and other actors in his working life. For instance, Russell Crowe has stated that his discussions with Cruise on Scientology were informal and pressure-free, denying reports that Cruise attempted to recruit him into the church. The notoriety of the church, along with Cruise's outspoken support for it, has occasionally caused discomfort among his co-workers. Much discussion has also centered on the possible involvement of Scientology in Cruise's previous relationships, such as his breakup with Katie Holmes. Rumor has it that Holmes split up with Cruise in order to shield their daughter Suri from the church's influence. Cruise, on the other hand, is a devoted Scientologist. The dubious reputation of the religion has cast a shadow over many of his previous partnerships. Regardless of whether Scientology has an outsized impact on Cruise's decision-making, it certainly plays a role in his life. The influence of his faith on his relationships, both personal and professional, including his divorces and friendships, is a topic of interest and controversy in Hollywood and beyond.